a very scary video that's been trending over the past several days of not pickpockets, but thugs who waylaid a gentleman in broad daylight and grabbed his bag. Well, how is security tackling this new menace? Is it new anyway? Well, joining me this morning is SSP Don Muhwezi, the Community Liaison Officer, Kampala Metropolitan. Good to have you and a very good morning.
Thank you, Simon, and the viewers. Good morning.
How scary is the sight of these videos that are trending now, and what do they speak to?
I don't know whether I should begin with the good news about that video, because the people seen in that video are with us at Kawempe Police. And they match exactly the pictures in those footages. That aside, for a number of weeks now, we've experienced cases, rare cases. After a long period of peace, Ugandans are very right, and they have all the reasons to complain. If you ask the same question to people in Nairobi or South Africa or Sudan, it would not make news. But with Kampala and all the peace that we've experienced, they are in shock. We had robberies, we had mugging at traffic lights, and we had some murders registered, where our people lost lives and property. And I can tell you and the viewers that in the face of the public, we are as guilty as those people who commit those crimes, because we are an institution mandated by the Constitution to protect life and property.
Has there been a bit of laxity in the past that's quite awakening now to the forces?
Security is not a one-man show. It's a multitask arrangement. It is consumed by everybody. If you have a business, if you have a home, and you do not put the first foundation or the layer of security, then that will be relaxed and anything can happen. But I've told you in the face of the public, we are that institution that is supposed to do magic. And if we don't do it, even if we get the suspects, even if we arrest somebody who killed your relative, that's post-mortem. We would have achieved, we would have done justice, but we would not have saved lives. So,
is it alarming to say that there is a new wave of crime that's hit the city and the suburbs?
It is really new to the people of Uganda. But it's not that big that crime has taken over Kampala. Certainly it has not. It hasn't. But I can tell you, when there's an accident and they say one person is dead, that's small. But if that person is your relative, that's 100% your person. So the victims or the relatives of the victims have all the right to say security is relaxed and there is a problem. So I agree with them.
Well, our reporter Edgar Karuhanga is down in one of the malls where this video, this particular video of hitmen was captured, and he's with some of the traders who will help us recount that ugly experience. Edgar, a very good morning. What are the eyewitnesses that side speaking to in Chisenyi?
Good morning, Simon Jala and Afande Donald. First of all, most of them are still shocked and still have that fear that of the crime that happened there. Most of them did not accept or would not even understand why this was happening at such a moment. We saw panga wielding, men galvanizing and attacking one member who was a pedestrian who was walking across that Gonya shopping mall that you can see just across the road. And up to now, there is a semblance of fear from the different people I've talked to. Most of them do not even want to be seen on camera. But if you see there, it is where this activity happened from. I was looking around to see if the security has changed, in case there is a bit of more deployment. Because me as a civilian, I envision that security is when you see police officers, army officers, or any security operatives trying to make sure that there is no crime, or at least seeing matches of them, or different queues of security operatives going through the city to ensure that there is surveillance that is being done. But even up to today, and I've been here from around 6:50 a.m., I have not seen any police personnel or army personnel trying to patrol or check through. What I can see are just the few security guards who are from private companies who are deployed here to be able to calm the situation, to be able to do the normal security. But up to today, we are not seeing any police personnel, we are not seeing anything in a semblance of security. And that's the question that I wanted Afande Donald to maybe highlight more on, to tell us how do we ensure that there's security, how do we ensure that Ugandans, the cry of Ugandans has been heard by the government and by the police. Why is it that we're not seeing any semblance of people trying to ensure that there is security? But at least the good thing so far this morning, we have not seen any criminality, we've not seen any crimes, we've not seen any attacks being made. At least we can say business is starting to move on swiftly here. And maybe the other concern is from the people I've talked to who do not want to be on camera, is that why is it that we see the wave of criminality happening after the elections? Because this was the case, Simon, if you remember, in 2021, and this was in Masaka, we saw deaths and people being killed therein, which in fact culminated to the arrest of two legislators, that is Alan Sewanyana and the late Honorable Mohamed Segirinya. It is now the same pattern. It is happening at such a moment that we've come out of a very highly, disputed election, but then we are seeing isolated criminal cases and gangs attacking different people in different parts of the city. Maybe that would be the question that, Simon, I request that you forward to Afande Donald to paint a picture for us why exactly this is happening here. But right now, as we're speaking, across Gonya Shopping Mall and across Kisenyi, it is still calm. We are still waiting for accountability. We are still waiting for security officers to ensure that Ugandans are safe with their properties. My name is Edgar. Back to you, Simon Kagwanjala at the Political Command Center. Good morning.
Well, thank you very much, Edgar, for sharing with us that update from downtown Kisenyi. While you say there is a wave of crime sweeping Kampala, there is definitely cause for panic. And it's also fueling quite a lot of speculation and questions. Some of the questions Edgar has already asked, but there is also another question. There is heightened security. We see armed men patrolling the streets, but there is also a surge in crime. What explains this trend?
First of all, Simon, there's a difference between criminality and insecurity. And criminality does not necessarily mean insecurity.
Sorry?
The two are different. How did you arrive here? Were you escorted by members from your place to this place? Absolutely not. Did you find roadblocks checking and stopping people? No. It's possible to have crime in a very secure place. But if criminality is not checked, it can actually lead to insecurity. That's what we need to understand. If Edgar is not seeing people armed and members and armed police officers with military police, the situation is different. Criminality has nothing to do with insecurity at its initial stages. Two, whereas we registered all these cases, I can tell you that we are making progress, which I am not shocked they are not focused on, because in a country or in a world where good news does not make news, we can all understand it. For the last 4 to 5 weeks, we've registered a number of good progress that would really make news if people wanted to know it.
What kind of crime is this anyway?
What?
What pattern is crime taking?
It's not organized crime. I can tell you it's not really worrying. That's why we're able to arrest most of the suspects in all these cases. In the case of Mukono, we have glittering evidence and exhibit with the suspect we have, and this person is appearing in court. In the case of Lunguja, a gentleman who killed 2 people, one of our own and an askari, he was got with the car. In the case of a socialite or a TikToker, Skies, we have a security guard with her phone taken to court. So we've made a number of progress in these cases.
No, there is something incredible. If that video can be replayed, in broad daylight, men are wielding iron bars and pangas ready to strike.
They actually did. You see them.
Is there a lapse? Could there be a lapse somewhere that needs to be tightened? Or could there be connivance with some of the security officers?
I don't want to point fingers at certain groups, but I can tell you if you have 4 or 5 people in the middle of thousands of people in Chisenyi market with a panga and they succeed, it shows our communities, our people have relaxed. And this comes from a long period of experienced peaceful environment. I don't think that was so sophisticated or highly planned. That's why we're able to get them. They were passing. If you see that video, you can see going through a number of multitude of people and nobody's bothered.
Okay, but if